Okay, friends, today's video is all about Christmas garland. I want you all to be able to get the garland that you want this year before it all sells out, so I'm sharing my favorites early. For whatever reason, greenery seems to be the thing that sells out every year in October, so please don't wait. Also, when you plan ahead, you won't have to overspend on garland. For the past couple of years, I have noticed that garland on Amazon is in stock and at a better price point until about the middle to end of October. At that point, prices start to rise and pieces sell out. So order it now and you won't have to worry about it. I ordered a bunch of garlands and I'm keeping 5 of them. And that is what I'm sharing today. I'm sharing how I'm using each of them and which one is my favorite. I will also share the garland I used on my mantle this last year. Everything is linked in the description of the video below. Let's get started. All right, friends, the first one we're going to talk about is this one. So this is a 5-foot garland. And when I very first unwrapped it, I was like, oh, this is going back because it's not soft. It's really prickly. It's plasticky. It's just not what kind of I was anticipating. But the more I thought about it, here's why I would recommend this one. And it's starting to shed. Here's why I would recommend this one. This would be perfect running down the center of a dining room table or a console table. And I'll put some photos here to show you what I'm talking about. But if you could run this the length of the dining table and put candles and different decorative objects sprinkled throughout, and you could also keep it simple and wrap the garland in twinkle lights, which would also be amazing. I also want to mention that this wreath, when I bought it, was in the $40 range, which was, I think, 50% off. So I would never, ever, ever recommend to pay full price for this garland. I just think no way. But if you can get it for $45, I think that's a great price for what you're going to get. If, like I mentioned, you do it running along a dining room table, a desk, a console table, that kind of thing. It's a great option. And here's an up-close shot of it. I'm linking it in the description of the video below. Okay, we're moving on from this guy here, and we are going to look at this one here. So this is a little guy. So I made little tags for all of these because they're very similar, and I wanted to keep everything straight. This one is a 5-foot, and it's $37. And here's what I really, really like about this one. So I love the drapiness of this part of it. I think this is perfect as a bowl filler, and that's why I bought it. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. I think this would also work on a side table if you wanted to do something like this and put like a candle in the middle of it. What I don't like about this one is the stem. The stem, as you can see, is very plasticky, not lifelike. I do not love the stem, although I like this stuff so much and it's a good price that for what I just mentioned, a bowl filler or on a little side table with a big hurricane and a candle inside of it, this is a perfect option. And let me show you what I'm talking about with the bowl. Okay, so I just unpacked these little hurricane vases that I just bought. So I got these on Amazon as well as these battery operated candles. So just unpack these. So they're not even clean, they're not unwrapped, but here's just to give you an idea of what this size garland is perfect for. So if you have a big oversized bowl or an oblong like dough bowl, this is the perfect thing to do with it. And then this little guy is the perfect size to drape around these. So if this were the real thing, I would take some more time and I would fluff up the garland and weave it throughout. But just to give you guys an idea, I'm going to quickly do this. And then I would make sure the stem wasn't showing and make sure all these little pieces were kind of perfectly, effortlessly cascading down the side, but you get the idea. So this is what I'm talking about when I say this 5-foot guy is the perfect option. And here is this 5-foot garland up close. Again, you can find a link in the description of the video below. Okay, next let's talk about this guy here. So this one here is a 9-foot and it's $50. So this one's very similar to the last one that I just shared. the 5-foot one. Although I do think this one's a little bit fuller. And I will say all of these, I literally just unpacked them. So I haven't fluffed them. I haven't done anything to them. This is just how they come. They come packaged tightly. So they will look better. I will say that, like the last one, I love the stems part, like this part here. You can see that. I do not love this part here, the same. This looks very realistic from here on out. This big branch part does not, so I'm not loving that. I do think this one is a great option for a mantle, especially if you double them up. So I'll show you that in just a second. I also think this one would work on a desk. Let me get this unraveled here. A desk or a console table, especially if you like the drapey look. Here's an example of what I'm talking about draped on a console table. This one would also work on a dresser or desk like this one. And here you can see the garland up close. And next I'll share it for you guys on my mantle. Now keep in mind that this is just thrown up on the mantle. I don't have it arranged or held in place, but you can see what I mean by the drapey look. And this is only one garland. I would recommend 2 garlands together to create a nice full look. All right, friends, next up we have, so this is 2 garlands, and let's see the price on this. This is an affordable one. So you get 2 6-foot garlands for $43. You can buy them individually, but I would recommend, if you're gonna go this route, to buy at least 2. So here's one, and here's one. And I will show you them on my mantle. I do think they're a good mantle option if you're looking to not spend a ton of money. But again, I bought these to use as bowl filler. So I'm going to show you these in my bowl next. Quickly before the bowl, I want to share what I do and don't like about this one. So I love the price of this one. I think this stem is the most realistic out of all of them that I've shared so far. I love the stem. I love the softness of this part. So I really do think this is a really great affordable option. Let me show it to you in my bowl. So here's the bowl. And let's just take one, and same thing, we're going to just drape it around. And like I said, this one's great because the branch looks more realistic than that last one. And let me get this one out of the way so we're not confusing ourselves. But do you see how nice this looks? Like, it just gives a really, really nice, realistic look at a great price. So this is a great bowl filling option as well. And then remember when I mentioned before about the hurricane and placing it in the middle? Let me just show you really quickly what I'm talking about. So let's move our bowl out of the way. So this one would be a good option for this as well. So like on a side table or a coffee table. Let's get this. So I wouldn't do it with the size of a hurricane, but a larger one. And again, these are battery operated pillar candles. So if you can envision, this was a little bit bigger with a battery operated pillar candle, and then this draped around it. I love that look. And here it is up on my mantle. Again, with a little fluffing, this garland ends up being a great affordable option. And like the rest, you can find a link in the description of the video below. All right, friends, I saved the best for last with this guy. So this one is my favorite. It's also the most expensive. It's a 9-foot for $65. So it's definitely more expensive than the rest, but you definitely get what you pay for here. What I do like is I love the fullness of this. This is definitely the fullest one that I'm sharing today. And it looks amazing on my mantle. I'll show you that in a minute. What I don't love, again, the stem is plasticky and fake looking, although with the fullness here, you don't really see it when it's up. And this one also sheds like little pieces, and I don't know if it's like dirt or what. It's not major and it's not deterring me. In fact, I ordered 3 more of them, but I did just want to mention it because, well, I like to just mention the good and the bad when I'm sharing a review of something. So let's look at this guy up on my mantle. Okay, friends, you can see why this ended up being my very favorite. It has the most perfect coloring, it's soft, it has a nice drape to it, and it's nice and full. And like I mentioned, I just ordered 3 more of this style. I'm going to use at least 2 on my mantle, and I wanted to order extra before they sold out in case I wanted to add 1 or 2 more. So make sure to stay tuned for a future video where I will share this year's mantle. Okay, before we finish up, I want to share the garland that I used on last year's mantle. And obviously, the kitty wants to show you too. So, this garland is currently in stock and is a great pre lit option. It does come tightly packed, so you will have some fluffing to do. I also added extra lights to it last year because it doesn't come overly lit. By the way, this is a 9 foot garland that is currently under $45, so it's a great, more affordable option. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, if you liked this video and found it helpful, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And again, I'm linking everything that I shared today in the description below. Thanks again for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.